Hey yo, it's Santa Velvet Claus. I don't know. It is I, Velvet Owl, bringing you an extra special bonus episode of Velvet Owl Watches Movies so you don't have to. Or this might be the regular episode, and the other Christmas related episode, will be the bonus episode. I don't know. You get an extra episode because it's Christmas, and I am kind and giving like that. So, this episode, we are watching a Doggone Christmas. And, because I love Christmas movies that involve dogs, because they are extra horrible. This is like a family-friendly holiday Christmas movie, and those tend to be just awful. But, this is a great description. A telepathic dog escapes government lockdown during the holidays and runs into the arms of two spunky young brothers who save him for Christmas. That's fantastic. Telepathic dogs and Christmas. What more can you want? It stars Dominique, who you may remember was like set to be like a huge star and then fell through. And I don't know. Is it like Gretchen Moll's story where she wouldn't sleep with Harvey Weinstein, so Harvey Weinstein like completely fucked her career and she should have been huge? Both Gretchen Moll and Dominique Swain. I don't know. I am now curious. What is Dominique Swain's like story? And honestly, I can't even tell you right now what she's from. I know she was in like the 90s remake of Lolita. And I want to say she was in True Lies. She was in a Schwarzenegger film, I'm pretty sure. And this also stars Paul Logan, not to be confused with Logan Paul, who is a like YouTuber or something, some social influencer or something, but he's recently been doing wrestling matches. So, good for him. That's a step up or a step down. I don't know. But it's a doggone Christmas. Since it was bugging me, I looked up Dominic Swain's filmography, and she's had a pretty lengthy career. Just I don't recognize anything other than Lolita, Face Off, that was her debut, and Sharkensaw Women's Prison Massacre, which, can you believe I watched that before I started this podcast? I watched that willingly for myself, not to spare you from watching it. Yeah, I used to watch bad movies. That's how I started on this podcast. Duh. I watched bad movies. And believe me, that one was bad, because it just was. Come on, seriously. Arkansas Women's Prison meets Shark Film. It should have been awesome. And it wasn't. Anyhow, we're on a train, and it's Christmas time, so it's going through a snowy mountain, and hunky FBI agent is trying to get coffee for his fellow agents, but he's trying to juggle that when he gets a phone call from Dominique Swain, who's a doctor that's set to supervise this puppy. Is he a puppy? I think they called him a puppy. He seems like a puppy. He's a very cute puppy. But they're transporting this puppy to who knows where, because, I don't know, they said CIA wants to keep an eye on it, but I'm pretty sure FBI agent's badge said FBI. So, I don't know. The FBI and CIA don't work together. Or maybe they finally learned to work together for this cute little puppy that has telepathic powers. And they're not FBI and Dominic Swain. They're not sure if, it's true that it really has powers. Which, this is a series of movies. There are a couple other Doggone movies. So I don't know where in the series this falls. If this is like the first film. Kind of sounds like it's at least the second film. And the CIA, FBI, they found a dog at the end of the previous film. Who knows? But the train kind of hits a snag, which causes a bump, which somehow causes the carrier to fall over and open. If this dog was like such a top priority safety concern, you'd think they would have done a little better job of securing him. But the carrier opens and he makes a beeline for it. He looks at a little girl on the train, talks to her. At least so the girl claims. We don't know what he says. And then he jumps off the train, and FBI agent, his colleagues, and Dominic Swain are like, oh shit, we gotta now, get the authorities to chase after that dog. Because the dog's running down the snowy mountain. Now we've got an animated credit sequence, which I think is probably like just retelling the story of the dog going down the mountain and going into a new town where there is no snow, even though it's Christmas. But, snow is expensive. Whenever you see a Christmas movie set in like somewhere warm, either like the budget didn't allow for snow or the filmmakers just didn't want to deal with the cold. And Jesse, the Jack Russell Terrier, he gets top billing, as well as he should. He is the star of this film. So now we're at this small town, and a group of kids are playing baseball, and wouldn't you know it, they hit the ball, and it goes into an abandoned house. A possibly haunted abandoned house. Is anyone brave enough to go inside the haunted house? Especially since rumors are there's sort of magic just spilled around that's going to prevent kids from getting in. Oh no, how are they even going to get in? T-shirts on their feet. They don't fully explain how this helps break the magic spell, but you know what? I'm going to start carrying T-shirts with me just in case I ever find myself in a building where I can't like cross into it. And then I'm just going to try T-shirts on my feet to see if it dispels the magic spell. So, but it works for them, and they're able to get to the front door, and they knock. But there's a voice that, well, no, they don't knock. That'd be kind of weird. Would it really? I would have knocked. Just to make sure, if someone's home or not. But they try to open the door, and the voice tells them, the front door is locked. Try the side door. And they're like, well, let's listen to the mystery voice. What could go wrong? And they go to the side door, which falls down, and the house truly is abandoned. Where did that voice come from? Ooh. I question if this house actually has been abandoned, because there's no cobwebs. You gonna tell me there's no cobwebs in an abandoned house? Fuck, I go a week without dusting, and my house is just like full of cobwebs. And it's like, what the fuck? So, unless someone just like went and dusted and swept up like the day before, and they're like, yep, we're not coming back to this house. We just come by to clean up this abandoned house. So, and also there's no weeds now that I think about it, like growing around the house. Like, what the fuck? This is a very well-kept abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. But the kids are going through, they see some taxidermy animals. It's just the two kids, like the two brothers. The other kids, they're too chicken shit to go in with them. And so they keep going, and they find the dog. And it was the dog's voice that told them to go through the side door. Or more accurately, told the older brother to. Because for some reason, the dog's only speaking to the older brother. So I don't know, is it like, do you need like special telepathic like connection? He can only talk to certain people? Or he just saw like, younger brother just looks like a dweeb. I ain't talking to him. So he wants to be taken home, but, the older brother's like, we can't take him home. Dad just got fired, and we can't afford dog food. And this is true. Dog food is fucking expensive. And if Dad just got fired, and I don't know if Mom has a job, but it's probably not enough to feed two kids and a dog. So, I understand the older brother's concern, but the younger brother's like, no, we should take the dog at least till we find its owners. So, really, the dog should be speaking to the younger brother, who's very nice and very willing to help him. But maybe he needs to speak to the older brother to help teach the older brother a lesson about Christmas. Which I'm guessing. I don't know. There's nothing suggesting Christmas. The train was very, like, Christmas decorated. Now we're... Although, I mean, I guess it's unfair for me to expect an abandoned house to be decorated for Christmas. So the military has sent a helicopter out to go search for the dog. And hunky FBI agent is talking on the phone to his boss. And they're both in front of green screens. Which, okay, I can understand hunky FBI agent because he's on helicopter and you can't really, like, I mean, it's probably stock footage of a helicopter. So they can't really afford to, shoot him inside of a flying helicopter. Although, like, yeah, it seems like he's not even in, like, a prop helicopter. He's just completely in front of a green screen. But his boss, who's sitting in his fucking office, why is he in front of a green screen? Is it just so they can, like, not pencil in, but just insert in a shot of the Capitol building behind him so that you know he's in DC? I will take your fucking word for it. In fact, it doesn't even really matter if he's at the DC office or at Tacoma office, if they have an FBI office there. I'm just going to take your word on he is in the FBI building. Like, you literally could just put him in any, like, nondescript office, and I'll just accept it that he's in an FBI building. That is how fucking movies work. Suspension of disbelief. You don't need to green screen him in front of... like, just... Oh my god, I can't fucking stop laughing now. He's green screened office. What the fuck? Maybe they just couldn't afford an office building to rent out. So the brothers take the dog over to where the other kids are hanging out. And they go to their clubhouse, their tree house, their clubhouse in the tree. And they're like, oh, look, cool dog. Who does it belong to? It's got tags. But dog barks every time they try to go to the tags to see. Because, he doesn't want them to see that the tags are probably like the FBI. And it looks really less like a tag and like a fucking like lock, secret lock that you gotta have like some weird biometric code to get into to unlock it. And they're like, well, who's gonna take the dog? I mean, the older brothers like, we can't because, mom and dad are struggling financially. And younger brother's like, that doesn't mean anything. We can take the dog. And the other kids are like, we can't really take a dog, so you guys are stuck. And the other kids are like, so we have to go home. And the little ginger kid turns to the only girl in the group and is like, can I walk you home? And she looks over at older brother, and it seems like they're going to have a moment. And then she's like, sure, you can walk me home. You hussy. But, older brother, use the dog to your, like, advantage. You can, no, I shouldn't say you can tap that or hit that, because these are fucking kids. What is wrong with me? This movie implied romantic spark. And, maybe I took it to a level that it should not have gone. Anyhow, the ginger kid is probably going to get a kiss from... No, he's going to try to get a kiss. But the girl, I know that in the end, she's going to be with the older brother. And it'll be a Christmas miracle. So then the dog starts barking because I don't know where the kids went. Where the two brothers went. So the dog's barking and dad inside is like, do you hear a dog barking? I hear a dog barking. And mom's like, it's probably just the neighbor's dog. And dad's like, just really stressed out. And I can relate to him. The whole stress of, got fired right before Christmas. I even worked at a fucking toy manufacturing company. And they didn't even give me toys. And I can barely pay bills. How am I going to buy presents for our kids? And the mom's like, oh, don't worry about it. Let's have some lamb stew. What? I mean, I hope you bought this lamb back when he still had a job. Like, dad's without a job and he doesn't know how he's going to buy presents for his kids, and you're out there cooking lamb. What the fuck? It's time for dinner, and mom calls the kids, and I guess they were with the dog, but not able to shut him up from barking. But I mean, dogs are gonna dog, You can't stop them from barking. And so, they tell him like, oh, don't worry, doggy. We'll come back after dinner with some food for you, some mashed potatoes. And the dog talks to older brother and says, I'd rather have some meat than potatoes. And again, why does he only talk to the older brother? Obviously, the younger brother is the one that's excited about keeping you and is going to help you. So, work things out with him. Why are you talking to the older brother who's just going to, pawn you off? Meanwhile, hunky FBI agent and his associates, they're going through, animal shelters to try to find a dog, but they're having no luck. And it's got me wondering, how are they keeping this on the DL? Because, it's they can't, really reveal about the dog's telepathic powers or why it's so fucking important for an FBI agent to be tracking down a dog. You think people aren't going to ask questions like, wow, this seems a little out of your jurisdiction. Maybe if there was one FBI agent and not flashing his badge or having his FBI badge, right, those badges that say FBI, hanging from his coat pocket, because if just one guy, oh, I lost my dog and I'm looking for it. And me being an FBI agent is just coincidental. It has nothing to do with why I'm looking for the dog. And then people are like, okay, yeah, you're just, you're attached to your dog, and so you got to find him. But no, you've got 3 fucking FBI agents going into an animal shelter. And we don't see how this animal shelter scene plays out because we all call bullshit on the person working at animal shelter being like, okay, I've got 3 FBI agents looking for a dog. Yeah, no, that's not suspicious whatsoever. It happens all the time. Let's send the FBI to find a dog. And boss FBI guy calls and he's like, we can't dawdle anymore. We're running out of time. We can't let that dog get into anyone's hands. So I'm sending Agent Sharp on the case. And hunky FBI agent's like, I can't. That's just overkill. And FBI boss is like, damn right it is. So it's dinner time. The family's gathered around the table. The kids are sneaking some food off into a dish, like potatoes and mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts. Which, I mean, older brother, did you not listen to the dog when he told you that he wanted meat? He doesn't even know what kind of meat you have, but you get him some fucking lamb, oh my god, he's gonna love you. Then again, you're trying to get rid of him. So, see, that is why the dog should have been talking to the younger brother. The younger brother would have gotten him some lamb. And I'm not entirely sure how they're gonna, pull this heist off of taking mashed potatoes and Brussels sprouts to the treehouse. And then they start, tossing hints like, oh, what would it be like if, we got a pet maybe? Dad, because you're home alone all day going crazy because you don't have a job. Maybe a dog could help. No, finances are just too tight. Dog is just too much. They can't even afford to feed themselves. But mom feels, something good's going to happen. So moms can always tell. Now, Hunky Phoebe. That is going to be Phoebe. I don't know. That's going to be the new nickname for FBI guys. Hunky FBI guy is calling Dominic Swain, and he's driving in front of a green screen because, it's easier than, however they film regular car drivings. And he's feeling sad because, he just was at the shelter and saw all those animals locked up. And, he thinks about it. And if they capture the dog and send him back, he's just going to be locked up in a cage for the rest of his life. And that's not right. But Dominic Swain's like, but he could be the best spy we've ever had. But is it right to force a dog to be a spy? These are the questions they are weighing on them. And then back at the kids' treehouse, the two brothers are feeding the dog Brussels sprouts. She's not happy about, and he lets older brother know. But, he's still not talking to little brother, because apparently only some people can hear the dog talk. Not everyone, which of course, is convenient, because everyone's going to think like, oh, older brother's just making this up. Oh, the dog only talks to some people. Yeah, right. And he's telling, and I'm just thrown off because there's a commercial with Slash. Rock on, Slash, rock on. So I have no idea because I've got it on mute. So I don't know what the commercial's about, but it features Slash. So the dog's telling him like he'd love to stay, but there could be some problems because soldiers are going to come after him. And he lets the kid look at his collar that says property of the CIA, which is driving me crazy. If the CIA owns the dog, why the fuck are FBI agents accompanying the dog? Are CIA agents not allowed to travel with their property? What is going on? Why is the FBI CIA don't like each other? That's why 9/11 happened, because they would not share information. Although maybe post 9/11 they realized we can't let that happen again, so we will work together to help any telepathic dogs. But no, really, why didn't the CIA send any agents to accompany the dog? This is just gonna, ruin their relationships again. CIA is gonna be like, hey, FBI, where's our dog? We lost him? Fuck you, Phoebes! So the brothers take the dog to the rest of their friends and telling them the story. They're like, hey, this dog, he can talk, but not really talk, just into your minds and only to me, because I am older brother and I am awesome. But he's on the lam from the government and they're going to take him and we got to do something about it. And of course the other kids are like, yeah, right, talking dog. So the dog talks telepathically to the rest of them. And they're like, whoa, even younger brother this time. Why did okay. Well, the dog explains like, he couldn't trust just anyone yet. So I don't even know why he decided, but I could trust older brother, right? And then you let younger brother think that older brother was crazy or fucking with him because you didn't talk to him earlier. When older brother was saying, this kid dog talks to me, you let younger brother think that older brother was crazy. I hate you, dog. I hate you. But, they're going to formulate a plan because they're not going to let the government take the dog. And meanwhile, Agent Sharp, who is a she, because, yeah, I bet you thought that, Agent Sharp is going to be a guy. Oh, no. Equality, baby. I could have had a better joke, and I didn't, because I am still reeling, and my head is about to burst from my anger at that dog for not talking to the younger brother earlier. And then also my anger at how much green screen this film is using. Or I don't know, is it my TV? My TV freaking out? Is this film in 4K and it's just popping out like way at me that my sense of perspective and depth perception is just all sorts of whack? Because, okay, You know, she's in the helicopter as it lands. Okay, you can't afford to actually shoot in a helicopter, so yeah, you need the green screen. She pops out in the forest, wherever. It's still a fucking green screen! Could you not get location shooting? I would think the green screen probably costs more than just shooting on location. Like, my head is gonna burst. Why is this scene occurring in front of a fucking green screen? They're just in a forest. Could you not get the permit to film in a forest? Now the dog tells his backstory of he could talk but never would talk because he was worried. But then he saw some soldiers and they were about to cross a bridge that was in bad shape that was going to fall, so he warned them, and they're like, hey, this dog can talk, let's capture him and do experiments on him. Meanwhile, over at the FBI building, Agent Sharp, who for some reason is wearing a cat suit and showing a lot of cleavage. I'm not complaining, I just think maybe she's not going to get taken seriously wearing that type of outfit. I take her seriously. I just mean the other men. They might not take that so seriously. And this scene also looks like it's shot in front of a green screen. Like, what the fuck? So maybe it's not all green screen and this film was shot in like super high definition so that it's like everything's like so fucking clear that it fucks up your like depth perception so bad and you're like, what the fuck is going on, and nothing looks real. But why would they film this fucking movie of all movies in like ultra high def? I don't know. But I'm starting to lean that way because every time they do a close-up of Agent Sharp's face, you can see that she skipped an electrolysis appointment. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, her upper lip is a little on the dark side. And again, nothing wrong with that. She is still hot. Like Catherine Zeta-Jones. If you ever watch Entrapment. That one you don't even need to see in high definition. I remember when I saw that in the theater, and every time they did a close-up on her face, it was like, dude, she's got a mustache. And it's not gonna, like, turn me off. It was just kind of, like, just threw me off of a loop, because it's a fucking big budget Hollywood film. You would think they'd do a little makeup to hide that. That just kind of threw me off. Like, or maybe Catherine Zeta-Jones is like, yeah, I am gonna show the world that, yeah, I've got a mustache, and I'm proud of it, and I am still fucking hot. And if that was her intention, bravo, because I cannot argue with that. She is still fucking hot. And so is Agent Sharp. And Agent Sharp is trying to be Catherine Zeta-Jones, in my opinion. I think. But she's got this drone, and she sets it off. And now the drone is definitely CGI. Like, it's so bad it makes the CGI in the General Insurance commercials look state of the art. Like, General looks like fucking Avatar compared to this drone CGI. They probably could have afforded better CGI if they didn't shoot the rest of the film in ultra high definition in front of green screens. I'm just saying. So the drone is chasing after the dog and the kids. So the kids are like, man, this is not going to stop. Oh, yeah, and Agent Sharp throws hunky FBI agent out of the room. Like, I can't deal with your negativity, not wanting to kill kids and dog. So he walks out and he's like, oops, tripped over the cord and accidentally unplugged it. Which bought the kids like 30 seconds because they just plugged it back in. But the kids, they fight back with a baseball and a bat and manage to destroy the drone with a baseball. Because older brother pitched the ball to younger brother. Younger brother hit it with the bat and aimed it perfectly at the drone. I mean, like, fuck Babe Ruth and pointing at where the home run ball was going to land. This kid is the next fucking Babe Ruth. He just needs to smoke a lot of cigarettes, drink a lot of whiskey, and fuck a lot of whores. And he is the next Babe Ruth. So hunky FBI agent and Agent Sharp go to the school because they figure, okay, these kids, if we're gonna track them down, they gotta be at the school, right? Oh yeah, and the kids found some bolt cutters and cut off the dog's collar, so they can't track the dog anymore, but they can track the kids. And the principal, he's upset because younger brother was supposed to be the sugar plum in the Nutcracker Ballet. And oh yeah, this film takes place during Christmas season. I've completely forgotten because there is no fucking like Christmas season shit. Even I think like the kids' house, they took down the Christmas decorations or something. I don't know. No one is in a festive mood. There's no fucking like Christmas thing going on, except that the schools got the Nutcracker Ballet, and the principal is doing like the worst Clint Eastwood impersonation. So for the sake of my blood pressure, I am not discussing this scene any further. Back at home, the parents of the brothers are, like, oh, sorry, we missed a play. We had to take dad in to get his unemployment benefits or something. And boo hoo hoo. Where am I going with this? Fuck the parents. But I mean, good thing that they didn't go, or they'd see that, younger brother wasn't there performing. Then there'd be a lot of questions. Like the questions from the FBI agents who show up. And they've got questions like, oh, there's been a dog napping in the area. So we're going house to house to find out. And the kids are like, we don't know anything about a dog. But Agent Sharp, she doesn't believe them. Because A, the kids are terrible liars. And B, they have the whole like footage from the drone. I don't know how much footage they have because the drone got destroyed, but they must have something showing that the kids were running with the dog. So she's like, what about that treehouse there? Can we search it? And what are you going to do? Tell the FBI agent, no, you can't search the treehouse because then you'll find the dog you're looking for. That'd be awfully suspicious. So they check. But luckily, dog's not there. Still, Agent Sharp, she knows better. Because, she did fucking see these kids running with the dog from the drone footage. I swear this movie wants to give me a stroke. Dog has run off, has found some, like, abandoned shed or something, where there's fucking TNT! Like, actual sticks of dynamite! And the, like, plunger thing to push down to make them explode. They still do that? Like, they still have that plunger? That's pretty cool. I would have thought they'd have something a little, like, more, like, technologically advanced. So this must be really old. So who knows if the dynamite even still works. And the dog sets it up some plan to blow something up at some time in the future. It's his plan, and I don't know. And he talks about MacGyver type situation of improvisation. I don't know. Where does the dog even know MacGyver from? And why was there just sticks of dynamite just laying around this abandoned, dilapidated shed? I don't know. The FBI agents decide they're going to do a stakeout, and Dad comes home because he had to go into the city for a job interview that he doesn't know yet if he's going to get it or not. They didn't say no, so there's still some hope. And older brother is like, yeah, Dad, we might be in trouble with the FBI because we kidnapped a dog that can talk. And Dad's a little skeptical, but he's like, I believe you. Mostly because I'm fucking tired and I want to go to bed. And I'm with you, Dad. I am just going to fucking accept anything because I just can't take this anymore. The FBI agents fall asleep while on the stakeout, which is too bad because they missed the dog has returned home and barked loudly, which I guess, did not wake up the agents from their sleep. But, the dog, he talks to the parents and they just accept it right away. They're not like, what the fuck? Are we tripping balls here? This dog is talking to us telepathically. Am I having a stroke? Are you having a stroke? No, they're just like, talking dog. Makes sense. That's why the FBI came and got us. So the talking dog gives them his plan. Will it work? Meanwhile, the FBI agents have woken up just in time to see the parents walking outside of the house, holding a bundle. A bundle of dog. Oh, man. They screwed up now. But it turns out the bundle is not a dog. It's a basketball. Ha ha ha, clever ruse. Because they must have known that they were being watched. Because probably the talking dog told them, like, hey, there's some FBI agents staking you out. They're asleep right now, but they won't stay asleep. So it's clever ruse to distract the FBI agents and send them on the wrong trail. The dog has gathered the kids around and he's telling them had a piece of hair stuck in my throat. And it won't come out. What the hell? Anyways, the dog gathers the kids around and tells them his plan, which is going to somehow involve the participation of their parents. Which I would have loved to seen those conversations. Mom, Dad, there's a talking dog, and he needs our help. Sure thing, son. Honey, do you have the number for the near psychiatric ward? Like, I don't know. Like, the dog says, like, it'll work if your parents do their job. Maybe he just means, like, if your parents did their job of raising you correctly. How did they convince the parents to go along with anything? This is like some clever like bullshit that they had to have pulled off. And then the other part of the plan is going to require the dog going by himself into the shed and have the FBI agents follow him. Or maybe just see him. Because I'm thinking, the shed is where all the dynamite is that he somehow miraculously set up despite having no opposable thumbs. And he knew who MacGyver was. Oh, by the way, when he came back to the house in the morning and they bring him in, he starts saying, "Who let the dog in?" And it's like, how old is this dog to know that song? I don't know. Is that still a popular song? I guess. It's like the chicken dance in Macarena. It just won't go away, will it? But, so anyway, if he's going to be luring, the FBI agents into the shed where he set up all this dynamite, is he planning on killing the FBI agents? Or is he planning to fake his death? I'm going to guess the second one, but this dog I don't completely trust, so maybe he is planning on killing the FBI agents. So the FBI agents are tailing the parents and thinking they're really slick. Agent Sharp is just kind of bragging about how brilliant she is and that there's no way that the parents know that they're being trailed. Spoiler alert, the parents totally know. And it's hard not to. You're on a dirt road with zero traffic and you're, according to your own words, 5 car lengths away. Maybe 3 at tops, seriously. It's gonna be kind of obvious that you're in this fancy car on a dirt road. The only other traffic. Yeah, maybe we're being followed. And so the parents stop, and Agent Sharp, she's like, okay, we wait for them to make the next move. Why? What is your plan here? What the she seriously thinks that they didn't realize they've been followed. My God, how did you rise so high in the ranks of the FBI. No wonder 9/11 happened if, like, these are your top agents. Or maybe the top agents died in 9/11. I don't know. I should not be making jokes revolving around 9/11. The point is, she's a fucking idiot. How the hell is she? Oh, because she's hot. That is why she rose up the ranks. It's because she's hot. I'm not insinuating that she did sexual favors. I'm just saying they looked at her like, we want her in the field. Especially if she's going to wear cat suits that show off cleavage. So don't blame her. Blame the FBI. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. So the parents come out. They're holding the bundle and show, oops, it's a basketball. Wah, wah, egg on your face, Agent Sharp. So she calls the helicopter, and they're like, we're following the kids now. Here's the footage. And Agent Sharp's, okay, we're going to follow them. The kids make it to the shed, far enough away. And, you know, the dog tells them, like, okay, this is the end of the road. I got to do the rest of it on my own. And they're like, we're scared. Like, don't worry about me. And he manages to run into the shed. And the FBI agents pull up just in time to see the dog run into the shed. What they don't see is he ran all the way out the back to where the plunger is at a safe distance. And the parents also pull up just in time to see, kaboom! The shed blew up. Oh no! Because, apparently the dog forgot to tell everyone that blowing the shed up was part of the plan. My God, you fucking asshole dog. What? Did you at least tell the kids? You know, I can understand, like, not telling the parents, because then they'd be like, whoa, 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 this plan is way too dangerous. Like, fuck this. You kids aren't going anywhere near a blowing up building. If he told the kids, at least, like, they would have understood and are like, okay, this is all part of the plan, and he's not really dead. No, you are imprinting on the psyche of these kids that their fucking best friend dog that they met, like, the other day is dead. And the FBI agents, Agent Sharp is like, well, dog is dead. No need for further follow-up on our part. Let's just leave and, you know, the local authorities can take care of the rest. Yeah. God damn, a good thing you're hot and show off your cleavage, because there is no way you can go high up the ranks of the FBI being that fucking stupid. Like, even if he really did die in the explosion, you're not going to do, like, further investigation? You know, like, make sure there's no survivors. Try to find out what caused the explosion. Make sure there's no traces that could be... Because remember, he's got the collar that says property of CIA. You know, do you want the local authorities to find a dog collar that says property of the CIA? I wouldn't. Then again, I mean, no dirt off the FBI's shoulder. Like, not our dog. It clearly says CIA, which I still want to know why the CIA didn't get involved in getting the dog back. They sent the FBI, who obviously are fucking idiots and don't know what to do. So everyone's leaving, but hunky FBI agent. And, you know, are you glad that, you know, I actually call Agent Sharp by her name instead of just hot FBI agent, and the guy agent's the one that I just call hunky FBI agent? See, I am not sexist. I objectify everyone equally, and I've given the woman more respect. More respect than she really deserves, because she's an idiot. But hunky FBI agent, as he's leaving, hears a voice in his head that doesn't quite tell him that it's the dog still alive, but he gets the sense of that it was the dog talking to him, and that the dog is still alive. Oh yeah, and Dominique Swain, to remind us that she is in this film, calls and says, I heard there was an explosion. Like, wow, news really traveled quick on that, didn't it? Like, and that hunky FBI agent's like, I'm afraid so. And She is very sad. I think she's had like less than 10 minutes screen time in this film. Like, I mean, I guess, they just couldn't afford to get her to do more than a day's worth of shooting. So it's Christmas morning, and the dad has made hot chocolate, but no one really feels like drinking it because they are sad because there is no dog, and I'm guessing there's also no presents. But that's okay. They understand there's no presents. That's not what Christmas is all about, but there's no dog. They've lost like a family member that, they've known for a couple of days. The parents haven't even known the dog for a full day. But I mean, the parents are probably more, this is making our kids sad, so it makes us sad. But then there's a call. Merry Christmas indeed. The dad has gotten a job. Yay! This is wondrous for a different toy company. This is fantastic. There's no way that it could get better. Or can it? Knock, knock on the door. It's Hunky FBI agent. And he's brought the dog with him. What a happy ending. That leaves me with a lot of fucking questions, though. Like, for example, how did he know where to find the dog? I mean, I guess probably the dog, like, gave him directions or whatever. But how does he get away with coming back to get the dog and to take the dog to the family? Like, no one's going to question, like, you're going back to where the dog you were trying to find supposedly died, and you're going to go see the family that was hiding this dog, but the dog is supposedly dead, so there's absolutely no chance, 100% no way can there be something suspicious going on. But considering how fucking stupid Agent Sharp was throughout this, yeah, the FBI probably just... And why the FBI? Please, if someone can explain that to me, why the FBI would go to get back the CIA's dog. I don't know. I just don't know. But velvetowl@hotmail.com if you have the answer to that, or if you have suggestions for a movie you want me to see so you don't have to, or if you want to just try to scam me out of money, all of that. Or you can leave a comment on the YouTube page, and I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to say like and subscribe, but I mean, I feel that if you think my podcast is worthy of subscribing to, you will make that option on your own. You will come to that decision on your own. You do not need me to kind of bully you into doing that. So if you want to like, you can like. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. And if you never want to listen to this ever again, it won't hurt my feelings. So you do what you feel is right for you. And I want to thank the Living Brain Dead for providing the official theme song for Velvet Owl Watches Movies So You Don't Have to. It's called Never Fuck With Catgirls, and you can get it at livingbraindead.com, which you should totally do. They are not paying me for this, so I shilled them out of my love for the music.